Hello everyone, Katie Book Corner coming to you with my July wrap-up. I can't believe it, July is over. I'm sad that it's over. I've read a lot of good books in the month of July. My physical TBR is slowly but surely coming down, which I'm excited for. I've read a grand total of 18 books. Some books I had read had started in June and then finished in July. And there's one book that I started reading in May and I finished it in July. So I'm going out of order. So one of the books I finished this month was The Starless Sea by Anne Morgenstern. I liked it. It was definitely weirder, but I read The Night Circus, so it wasn't too weird. But it was really good. I enjoyed it. It was a lot of fantasy and whatnot. I definitely took my time reading it. I then read in one day. That's right. I read it in a day. Is Bride by Ali Hazelwood. I really enjoyed it. It's definitely interesting. I gave it 5 stars. I then read The Runaway Mate, which is a Kindle Unlimited book series. Book 2 had just come out. I plan to pick it up at some point. I then finished A Soul of Ash and Blood by Jeff L. Almertrout. It was book, I think, either 6 or 7 of From Blood and Ash. I think it's book 5. And it's From Blood and Ash taken from Castiel's point of view, which I really enjoyed. I then read Visions of Flesh and Blood, which is the novella series. That kind of puts everything together from like both series that she's done in this universe. I then finally finished Midnight Ruin. I started reading. I had this book on my TBR since it came out. And I finally finished it. I read it in a couple days. I read it when I was at Disney, which I really enjoyed. I then read Mother Maker, which is another book I actually did in 2 days. I then read The Alice Paradox, which is the second book in the trilogy. I really enjoyed it. Then I read Camera Shy, which is a Kindle Unlimited series I found. I read the first book. I have to read the second book at some point. I read This Time It's Real, which is actually one of my book club books. I didn't read the one that we were reading this week because it wasn't on my TBR, and I was trying not to spend too much money on books. I then read Powerful, which is the novella book that takes place in between Powerless and Reckless. I have Firefighter Dragon, Firefighter Pegasus, The Master Sharks Meet, and Firefighter Unicorn and Firefighter Phoenix books. They are a romance books from Kindle Unlimited about shapeshifters. I then have A Shadow in the Ember, which is part of the Flesh and Fire series. It's book 1. And then last but not least, I finished The Restless Stars by the Twisted Sisters, which is book 9 in the Zodiac Academy series. I finally finished it. I had been reading it since May. I told myself I was going to take my time reading this book because I did not want to rush it. So I finally finished it. I'm sad that it's over, but I'm excited to see what comes next. And those are the 18 books I read in the month of July. Again, not as much as I would like, but I did read a lot, and I'm very happy with how much I read. And I'll see you guys in August. Goodbye.